Hello everyone and welcome. Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. This is the third time I've tried to record this video. First time OBS failed, second time the audio failed, third time lucky, hopefully. Third time a charm. Guys, HSBC partnering with Sandbox. This is absolutely brilliant. Currently at this stage, it looks like they have acquired some land and put some kind of sporting arena in here with HSBC sponsorships on there. But for sure, I think and believe that this is just the beginning. Who knows? They might start doing like Metaverse mortgages in Sandbox. This is quite a repetitive pattern, to be fair, across the board at the moment. A lot of institutions are jumping in to cater and to create a solution for that kind of aspect of gaming and acquisition of land, making it more official through banking. There's a part of me that doesn't like this in the sense that I believe when all these big institutions, especially finance institutions, come in, it's almost like it half takes the fun away from games. The games are about like the usability, the experience and everything. And of course, it's great to see extra finance coming in for these kind of projects. But I do think you need to be cautious where you draw the line of what kind of sponsorships you want added in. But saying that, it is good news as an investor. It is good news for Sandbox to have a big institution like HSBC on your side for sure. And the Web3 development prospects are going to be massive in Metaverse moving forward, and it might take it to another level for sure. I just wanted to point out this as well. Look at this. The global Metaverse market is estimated to grow from $45.4 billion in 2019, i.e. a few years ago, to a staggering 1.5 trillion in 2030. That is mega, absolutely huge. That's not Sandbox in general, that's gaming, blockchain, in terms of Metaverse itself. That is humongous. And people were wondering how crypto was to go into massive money. Well, that's the kind of reason. And that's just the Metaverse. That's just a small pocket of what crypto and blockchain is about. But guys, I just thought I'd bring this to your attention. Of course, they got massive partnerships already. Atari, one of my favourite other gaming brands. deadmau5, one of my favourite DJs. Adidas, of course, everyone likes those on the sporting arena side of things. There's loads of stuff going on with Sandbox all the time. But yeah, I'm really excited about this to an extent. Like I said, I just want to be cautious about too much institutional wealth coming in and partnerships coming in to ruin the gaming fun. We'll have to see how that develops. But let us know in the comments below what you think about all this. But I think it's absolutely really interesting. So Provider acquired a plot of land. Virtual real estate. The key words here, land, real estate, HSBC. That's what I'm trying to get at right now. Let's jump into the chart, guys, and see what we're dealing with. So, sand here. When I first did the video, or the first video earlier today, it was at 284. So it has jumped up quite a bit so far. We're currently floating around 293, understandably, and I think this might creep up a bit more over the next couple of days as the news trickles out into mainstream and people get more excited about it. But couple of pointers. I used to have sand back here in 2020. I was buying most of mine around 10-12 cents. I sold at this pocket here around the beginning part of 2021 when we hit 70-80 cents. I stupidly sold all of it. I didn't keep some back. That was a big lesson learned, and I covered that a few videos back actually with sand to say that, this is not financial advice, but in my opinion now, based on experience and learnings, is never sell all of it. If you believe in a project and you believe in the strength of it and the longevity, always try and keep some back if you're looking to profit take along the way. And of course, we had this mega ride up. Facebook changed their name to Meta. There's big influx of interest in Metaverse, including institutional wealth jumping in. And look at that, 1,000% rise from this sort of 80 mark all the way up to nearly $9. Absolutely mega. And the continuation downwards has been a repeated pattern across multitude of assets, to be fair, not just Sandbox. But I do think there was a big hype jump here. And a lot of people maybe not understanding what they were getting into, how the utility of these kind of Metaverse gaming tokens work, and how much money you actually probably need to buy sand land now these days. I think it's like $20,000 worth minimum at the moment just for one pixel. It's quite a lot. So I think in general there's a big takeoff of people taking profits, of course, especially if you were an existing holder, but especially as well if you're buying at these areas and saw a big jump up, double, triple your money kind of area. But then people are taking it off and perhaps realizing, oh, I can't really see much use of this for me personally as a gamer or anything anymore. But that being said, we've crept our way down. I was dollar cost averaging on my way back down from these kind of areas at 430. I was buying back here at 280. Didn't make any profit taking around here. And I've been buying it around at this area again, which we'll go into a bit more detail in a second. But I do have a buy order back down at these lower regions, just under the 250 mark, and also at the lower regions of the $2. Not quite bang on $2, but just above it, just above 210 basically. Reason behind that, couple of areas here of interest back in November last year. Also the touchdown area here in January signifies to me right now we're getting a bit of a stabilized pattern. I'm not saying that we won't come down lower. Of course, there's crazy narratives in the world. We might have the US hike news later today that might just drop the market down a bit further. Who knows? But for now, those are my areas, and I might think about lower areas than what I've got here currently once I hit this one that we've got here in place on our buy orders in KuCoin. So that's of interest. On the weekly, we're dragging it slowly, hopefully to a zero. We'll have to see how the next couple of days plan out after this news. But we're still down on the month and the 3 months, understandably. As I said, that is pretty much an organic drop now, as the rest of the market has done. But the 6 months and the 1 year still look positive. But yeah, that year to date doesn't look great, but as do the same on most other markets as well. RSI wise, I'm not going to be buying in today for sure. As a manual kind of purchase, I'll be waiting still with my buy areas. I'm solidly waiting for that. One thing for sure is though, this sell-off period finished around the end of February and into the beginning of March. We're now seeing a nice stabilized pattern. This for me is a good dollar cost average area. I will probably wait a few days to see if we have a tail off of the news today and maybe get a small manual pocket in. But for now, the RSI is a bit jumped up higher because of the news today. But the previous week has been a good area of purchasing around that 40 mark on the 28-day and around the 40 mark as well on the 14-day. Not as low as back here in January. This is kind of area that I'm trying to wait for still, just in case there's a one-off drop to these areas again to test those lower areas. But we'll have to see how that plans out. But that's my plan for Sandbox at the moment. Sandbox is a phenomenal project. It's actually one of our top 5 picks, as I mentioned. We'll put that video at the end of this one. You can see all the other ones that we picked out and see how far we've come since we picked those out originally. But yeah, for me, guys, I'm just waiting patiently to see if we have a bit more of a focus downwards. The trend would arguably suggest that we have lower regions to come back down to in the maybe the next few weeks. Let's see. But Sandbox is a strong project. I wouldn't be surprised at all as well if we finally got support area at this moment here around 250 and above. We'll have to see. There aren't massive amounts of touch points, but enough to signify the progression of Sandbox, the value of money that's in it now, and of course the acquired land. All of these things you need to take into consideration. But do your own research. Do check out news articles every now and then for Sandbox and judge why these moves have occurred. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you'll understand why it's happening today. But hopefully that gives you a bit of an engaging theory as to what you should look for in chart movements as well, and the lower regions. See where they are in the timescales. So other than that, guys, we will cover Sand hopefully in the next couple of weeks. We'll indeed reflect upon this move today and maybe further moves during this week as well as the news trickles out. But until then, guys, thanks for watching. Really cool news from Sandbox and HSBC today. We will see you in the next one. Bye bye.